Tacoma power and water rates are increasing, what that means for your household. Street repairs are underway as part of the Tacoma Streets Initiative. We'll tell you how you can find out if crews will be in your neighborhood. And results from a recent survey will help the city explore ways to improve community access to technology. All that and more on this edition of Tacoma Report. Hello, I'm Lane Fickey. The construction industry in the Tacoma-Pierce County area is expected to grow over the next several years. Mayor Marilyn Strickland recently convened a Tacoma Work Summit with contractors, job trainers, and also education and workforce development agencies to discuss jobs that will be in high demand and strategies to prepare the local workforce for these upcoming opportunities.
From the construction of city streets to roads, transit, commercial and residential buildings, the Puget Sound region is seeing an unprecedented investment of both public and private money of over $60 billion. This will create jobs in the next decade and beyond, and I want to make sure that Tacoma residents have access to these great family wage jobs.
The Tacoma Work Summit report will soon be available on the city's website with strategies to reduce barriers to employment in the construction and trades industry. You may have noticed crews out fixing Tacoma streets. Stacy Ellifrit gives us a look at how the city's Streets Initiative is making progress.
City crews have been busy performing street maintenance all over Tacoma. That's because the city is a year into a 10-year life cycle of the Tacoma Streets Initiative. A lot has happened since the initiative began in an effort to keep up with the focus to maintain and improve city streets.
2016, we successfully maintained about 300 blocks of residential streets, which included 90 blocks of overlay, which are projects where we are really putting in basically a new street. We're grinding down and taking out the old asphalt and we're putting in a brand new asphalt. On top of that, we also applied for about 27 grants and were successful in getting 7 grant projects funded, which totaled about $21 million in grant funding.
The next phases of the work plan are underway, and as the initiative gains steam, Public Works plans to maintain even more city streets through surface treatments, preventative maintenance, and overlay.
For 2017, we will get a lot more maintenance done. It's our first year of having a full year's worth of revenues and people on board to actually complete the work. So we will get about 600 blocks of maintenance done on residential streets, which is highlighted by about 180 blocks of overlays, which again is essentially putting in a new residential street.
Currently in place is an interactive dashboard that's designed to help keep residents engaged in the initiative's progress.
TacomaStreetsInitiative.org is a dashboard which shows up-to-date information on the residential work we're doing and also on capital projects we're performing, and also shows revenues that we've brought in through the initiative. We have a map that shows planned projects and active projects that are happening in the city, and as well as we show projects that we've completed in 2016, and that map will be updated as projects are completed as well.
Over the next decade, the Tacoma Streets Initiative overall goal is to maintain 70% of Tacoma's residential streets, or 6,000 blocks. Regular updates to the dashboard, along with community presentations, will keep residents engaged in the progress to come. For Tacoma Report, I'm Stacy Ellifrit.
A series of videos explaining the Street Initiative repair process can be viewed on the city's website. You can also find an interactive dashboard that shows where the work is happening around the city. Tacoma Power and Tacoma Water customers will notice a rate adjustment on their next bill. Power rates for residential customers will increase an average of $5.75 a month. Residential city water rates will go up $1.49 per month. A similar set of rate adjustments for power and water will come in 2018. John Phillips has more about these necessary rate increases.
It's never popular, and it's always hard for us to propose rate increases.
TPU Director Bill Gaines says keeping customer rates low and reducing expenses where possible are ongoing priorities for both the power and water utilities.
We're a cost of service business. We recover no more or no less than what it costs to provide the service, and so we've got cost pressures.
The biggest factor in the power rate increase is the drop in revenue from selling our surplus hydroelectric power on the wholesale market. Another factor is a lack of growth in Tacoma Power's service area. New home and business construction has been sluggish, and new technology has made appliances, lighting, and other electric items more efficient. That's left the demand for utilities flat. Falling revenue comes as the cost to maintain power lines, hydro facilities, and pay for such things as fish enhancements steadily increases.
Those all drive costs, and ultimately we need to recover them in the rates.
Driving the new rates for Tacoma Water is the debt service for construction of the $187 million Green River filtration facility. It was mandated by new federal drinking water regulations. The utility expects to have the facility paid off by 2043. For Tacoma Report, I'm John Phillips.
You can find more information at mytpu.org. Metro Parks Tacoma will celebrate Earth Day, Arbor Day, and National Parks Week during the 16th Annual Parks Appreciation Day. This year's event happens on Saturday, April 22nd from 9 a.m. until noon and will take place in parks throughout Pierce County. These events are expected to bring more than 2,000 people out to help beautify our parks and open spaces. You can find a complete listing of sites and how to get involved on the Metro Parks website. After the break, I'll be joined by Sister Cities coordinator Debbie Bingham to talk about the Sister Cities Film Festival. Stay with us. The annual Sister Cities International Film Festival is now in full swing, and here to talk about this great event is the coordinator for the City of Tacoma Sister Cities program, Debbie Bingham. Debbie, thanks for joining us today.
Sure.
First of all, tell us, what is this film festival about and how has it changed over the years?
So the film festivals each week, one Sister City committee picks a film from their country, and we show them in festival style, one per week, for the whole duration. And when it started, we only had 10 sister cities, so we've increased the length by 40%. So now we're going almost 3.5 months of films every week.
And what are some of the highlights for this year?
Well, one of the highlights is that we've changed the location to the Grand Cinema downtown, so it's in a professional setting. We have great subtitle, location, and you can see it. There's plenty of seats and parking, and we actually have a matinee every week as well.
So you're the coordinator for this. So what does your job entail in trying to get all these films together?
So each sister city has their own citizen committee. So I liaison between the Grand and and the city and those committees to arrange the films, make sure that they're picked and they're that they viewed them and everyone will like the films, and then work on getting those to the Grand and have the show go off.
So in addition to being the coordinator, I'm assuming you actually go to these movies and stuff, and you kind of watch the reactions. What do you hear from the people as they're watching these?
People love these movies. At the end of every movie, people applaud, which is not normal, right, for a movie. Mm-hmm. Just the different types of cinematography that each country brings, the different subject matter, how you can really learn about a culture. We just had a film from China that was about wolves, and it was amazing.
How much time and preparation goes into pulling this off?
Boy, I think we plan for about 6 months just to make sure, because the films have to come from those countries and be vetted and approved, and it takes a lot of coordination.
Now you talk about, is there a certain committee that does just the films, or are these people all involved in the entire Sister City organization?
So there's a nonprofit, the Sister Cities Council, which is represents each of the committees, and so they do kind of coordinate it overall. Mm-hmm.
Is Tacoma kind of unique in this? I mean, do other cities do this as well?
We hear of other international film festivals, obviously, but I don't know of a Sister City program that does it. We've actually won several awards from Sister Cities International for this idea, and I think some cities have tried to kind of emulate our festival.
Do any of our sister cities have film festivals that Tacoma might send a movie to?
We have been asked in the past to send movies or recommend movies because they like the idea.
So if I'm interested, it's going on right now, correct?
It is.
Okay, so are tickets still available? Did you have to get these ahead of time?
So there are still tickets available. Every film has been selling out, so we're encouraging people to go online and buy tickets through the Grand's website before they show up. It will go every Monday night through May 29th, so there's plenty of opportunities left to still go.
So as we wrap this up, you've been to a few of these already. Do you have a favorite?
There was one just this week from Mexico. It was called Alamar, and it was about a relationship between a father and a son, and it was beautiful. They lived on a boat on a reef out in the Gulf of Mexico, and it was really gorgeous.
And the Grand is a good place to hold these, isn't it?
It is. They're so accommodating and helpful. It really works well.
Well, wonderful. Debbie, thanks for telling us all about this, and hopefully everybody will get the opportunity to go out and enjoy it. And I'm going to take in one of these this weekend.
That would be great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, up next, the city's Arts Commission is helping advance the arts in our community through funding efforts. We'll be right back. Ten Tacoma-based arts organizations have been awarded $255,000 through the Tacoma Arts Commission Arts Anchor Fund program. The commission also awarded $45,000 to 18 Tacoma artists through its Tacoma Artist Initiative program.
The arts are a fantastic economic driver, particularly for Tacoma. Not only is it great for our citizens who live here, we've become a destination. People know Tacoma for the arts.
These funding programs are designed to encourage the development and enhancement of the local arts community. The Broadway Center is bringing the August Wilson Red Door Project's production of the New Black Fest's Hands Up, 7 playwrights, 7 testaments, to theater on the square. This series of powerful, thought-provoking monologues focus on people of color and their community's experience with law enforcement. This limited performance will take place April 20th through the 23rd. The event is free and open to the public. Advanced registration is highly recommended, and seating is first come, first serve. This series touches on and complements the city's Project Peace efforts to strengthen relationships between our local communities of color and law enforcement. For more information on Hands Up, visit the Broadway Center's website. The Washington Trust for Historic Preservation is bringing its Youth Heritage Project to downtown Tacoma for a 5-day history lesson. Dave Gordon has more on how this event will expose high school students to the city's rich maritime history.
This year's summer break may launch some students into the experience of a lifetime with the Youth Heritage Project.
The Youth Heritage Project is a program of the Washington Trust for Historic Preservation, and it fulfills a long-standing goal of ours to bring historic preservation topics to a younger audience and a more diverse audience.
Tacoma's maritime heritage is the focus of this 5-day exploration in living history starting July 11th. 4 dozen high school students from across the state will get a chance to know Tacoma's waterways and how they shaped the Puget Sound.
So basically engaging the students as almost historic preservation consultants in a way to examine what's here, look at some goals for future interpretation or other involvement with heritage groups.
The Washington Trust for Historic Preservation, along with program partners like the City of Tacoma, is sponsoring the event. Student hands-on experiences track the early days of Fort Nisqually to bustling maritime activities of downtown Tacoma, including the Foss Waterway Seaport.
And so we do want to incorporate what does maritime look like now and how is that built on the heritage, the maritime heritage of the past.
This is the 5th year of the program. Previous projects took students on annual visits to places all across the state. The 2017 focus is on Tacoma.
We don't want money to be a barrier for any student who's interested and wants to come and learn about heritage, particularly Tacoma's maritime heritage. We're really pleased to be able to offer it free of cost to our participants.
Student application deadline's May 31st. Packets are available online at the Youth Heritage Project website. For Tacoma Report, I'm Dave Gordon.
The Washington Trust for Local Preservation is teaming up with the City of Tacoma's Preservation Office to create a local heritage program. This version will be held on a regular basis with focus on supporting local youth on the need for historic preservation in Tacoma. The City of Tacoma recently reported the results from its first community technology survey. The survey was designed to help the city better understand how Tacoma residents use technology in their daily lives. The survey report also highlights opportunities to make technology more accessible.
So the results of the community technology survey are in, and the preliminary findings are consistent with our earlier notions of how our community was doing. We found that by and large, Tacoma is very well connected in that citizens have access to internet services and devices. However, we did find some areas of need in the community that we need to focus on.
Survey results are available on the city's website and will soon be published on Tacoma Data, the city's open data portal. Tacoma is taking a new approach to reduce overgrown vegetation complaints. Megan Snow brings us more.
Cutting the grass and pruning shrubs is sometimes more than we can get to in the week, yet maintaining our properties is required by the Tacoma Municipal Code.
Overgrown vegetation is a concern for the city because, first of all, it can be a place where rodents and can live, and also be a fire hazard. Also, we have a lot of people who like to walk in our neighborhoods, and so it could also be a hazard for them just to navigate through the sidewalks.
The city is trying a new approach to help residents whose yards have been repeatedly in violation of the nuisance code.
We have about 700 plus what we call repeat offenders who have opportunities with keeping their yard and up to code. So what we are planning on doing is doing some outreach with door hangers, which has a list of resources to help people get their grass under control. Spring is here, and so we want to make sure that we're being proactive and letting people know that we do have resources available to them as residents of the city. For example, the Tacoma Tool Library, where they can check out tools. We want to make sure the neighborhoods are looking really well.
The neighborhood enhancement team will start distributing the door hanger resource cards in the coming weeks. For Tacoma Report, I'm Megan Snow.
The city's code compliance is a responsive system which receives thousands of complaints each year. If you have a concern in your neighborhood, call 311. When we come back from the break, we'll find out how community programs are helping youth stay out of trouble. In our next report, Megan Snow talks with Pierce County Juvenile Court Probation Officer Chai Loy about partnerships and programs that help youth stay out of trouble.
Engaging youth who have not always made the best decisions in positive activities is an approach the Pierce County juvenile justice system has implemented to lower the likelihood youth will reoffend.
We want to provide holistic services to our youth and family. So we offer an in-house program and also work with the community programs.
The juvenile court has 10 programs it operates internally to provide positive opportunities, including aggression replacement training, family functional therapy, drug and alcohol counseling, a book club, mentorship, and even yoga. The court also works with more than 20 community groups to provide opportunities to the youth to create positive relationships with people in the community who can give them a strong support system.
As a court, we want to continue to strive to connect them with the community program. Our ultimate goal is to empower our youth and our families so that they can become a better community members.
The approach has been successful in reducing the system's reliance on secure detention without compromising community safety. According to data provided by the court, there were 22 felony petitions filed in Pierce County Juvenile Court in 2016, which is down from 163 in 2000. For Tacoma Report, I'm Megan Snow.
The reduction in felony petitions filed is down almost 70% in that 16-year period. For more information about all of the services Pierce County Juvenile Court can provide, visit them online. Make a plan to dine out on Thursday, April 27th for the South Sound Dining Out for Life event. Participating restaurants will donate a percentage of your bill to support prevention and care services for HIV in Pierce, Thurston, and Lewis counties. To see if your favorite restaurant is participating, visit the event website. Downtown on the Go has released its findings from its most recent commute trip reduction survey. Maria Lee has the story.
The recent commute trip reduction survey shows that downtown Tacoma has almost met its carpool, vanpool, and telework goals. And we're halfway to our walk goal. The numbers are clear. It's easier than ever to get around downtown Tacoma.
One of the greatest things about downtown Tacoma is how easy it is to get around. We have the free Link Light Rail that can take you around downtown. We have great bus service with Pierce Transit and Sound Transit providing service in and out of downtown. And it's pretty walkable and bikeable. The city has really done a nice job of creating a network of bikeways and a walkable area that make it easy to get around.
With spring in the air, Downtown on the Go wants to see more people taking public transit or walking.
One of the things we do is our Walk Tacoma events that walk every first Wednesday. We have 200 to 300 people walking around downtown, just following our local businesses, seeing how great it is and easy it is to get around downtown Tacoma.
Each walk is themed and covers a different area of downtown. For Tacoma Report, I'm Maria Lee.
You can save time at the start of the walk by pre-registering at the Downtown on the Go website. Scammers posing as utility bill collectors. It's an ongoing scam with a new twist that can be easily recognized. This time they're targeting small businesses around the Tacoma area. Tacoma Public Utilities reports the scammers are contacting business owners who are likely to speak limited English and demanding immediate payment with a prepaid debit card for an overdue bill. With the threat of having their utilities shut off, some victims have paid.
We're not coming to your house. We're not going to send you an email. We're not going to turn you off immediately without at least sending you a 7-day notice saying that, hey, your charges are past due. Okay, so those are the big things, and we're just not going to ask you to go make a payment via a prepaid card or a different form of payment. Okay, and if you were to ask us, we're going to provide immediate identification if we were to knock on your door or if you were to contact us over the phone.
The scams are getting more sophisticated. They're able to spoof utility phone numbers and have created convincing websites. You can check on your account anytime online by visiting the official TPU website, mytpu.org/myaccount. Well, that's all the time we have on this edition of Tacoma Report. A great way to find out about the services the City of Tacoma has to offer is by going to cityoftacoma.org. Until next time, I'm Lane Figge.